Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are in the M53 Tornado. Now I know what you're thinking, but Spartan, I thought the Tornado was the M55, and you're right. But because I haven't had much luck with the 8-inch howitzer, I went back to the 155mm howitzer. And so that's why you'll see a really long, narrow gun sticking out the front of my tank. And instead of it being the M55, it is now the M53. Because the M53 had the 155mm gun. The M55 had the 8-inch howitzer. Anyway, so you still get all the other perks that come with the Tornado. You've got the 60 degrees of gun traverse. You've got the decent mobility and good tracks. And you've got a faster firing, more accurate 155mm gun that doesn't get the splash damage you normally get. So you pretty much have to hit what you're aiming at, otherwise you're not really going to do a whole lot of damage. But it is still a very good little gun, and I've said that from the beginning. I like my 8-inch howitzer because of the paddling factor, but I'll tell you what, this 155mm gun on this is able to put a lot of people in submission. Now look at this little light tank who's sitting still on top of a hill. And shot out. Pop. That moment when you realize you sat still too long. If you're spotted and there's an arty and you're out in the open, you probably should move. Now look at this T-49. He is in a good spot. I can't hit him. I don't have the... Oh, shot out. And then he pulls forward. If he'd have kept backing up, that would have been another paddling. But unfortunately, he didn't. So he lives. Oh, we got a medium tank taking on an M46 Patton and a Waffentrager Panzer IV. And come on, shot out. And we get a 416 roll. Not bad, but not a paddling. And that's what you'll get most of the time with this 155mm gun. It's very accurate, it's very reliable, and it pretty much does exactly what you want it to do. And here I actually missed and splash him for 365 damage and track him. But that shot hit almost right underneath his tank. So that's the only reason it did any damage. Now here's where you're going to see the little gun have some issues. Anything that's got any armor whatsoever. Now, I take a shot at that T-49. That was not a great shot. I should have put it further. Knowing that he was going to roll down, he wasted a shot on the way down. He wasn't going to hang around, then he takes off. But I know if I shoot at that mouse, there's nothing I'm going to do to it. This T-30, on the other hand, there's a better chance of me doing consistent damage. And there we go, 431. That's not a bad hit, and we broke his visor. He fixes his track, gets moving, and gets tracked immediately again. And I'm about to be reloaded. Now, the reload time, I'm pretty sure I've already went over this before, but the reload time shot out. And we got him. The reload time difference between the M55 with the 8-inch and the M53 with the 155mm is about 8 seconds. The 8-inch howitzer reloads in about 25.3 seconds. And the... Oh, shot out on the side of a mouse. 439, and that was a direct impact. So, broadside of a mouse, only 439 damage with 155. That would have been probably 900 with the M55. But anyway, so the gun on this reloads right around 17.4 seconds. So that's pretty decent. And that extra fire rate is noticeable. Instead of shooting, 10 or 12 times a match, if you're having a good match like this where you're cycling every time the gun loads, and I shoot and they kill him, so that was a waste. But that shot would have hit him. I stand by it. Anyway, our team is not struggling at all with this team. We are pretty much putting these guys into submission. Now, backside of a mouse, or shot out on the Tier 9, and we kill the Tier 9. So, that leaves the mouse. And I know what you guys are thinking, but Spartan, why did you kill the Tier 9 that was almost dead and not the mouse? Now watch these shots on the mouse. You guys think I'm joking. And I put the shot as far back on his tank as possible, and it splashes in the dirt. Really? So much for it being accurate. Now this mouse is ammo racked. If I can get one good shot, I'll take all of his health. So wait for it. And shot out. 349. No penetration. Now I'm pretty sure I just rung their bells, which would be an interesting little feature, wouldn't you think? Like if a high explosive round hits your tank and explodes on the outside, it rings the tank and your crew is less effective. Shot out, and he backs way up that quickly. I didn't think the mouse was that mobile. But, you know, he did kind of pull up on the hill, so maybe he had gravity helping him back up a little bit. But it's the mouse and a medium. And shot out. 208 into the front armor of that mouse. And that's the problem with the little 155 gun. It just cannot... It doesn't have the punch. Now watch this mouse. I was telling my buddies, let this mouse do this. But they didn't. They had to kill him. That mouse was going to push that medium off the edge and then crush him. And that would have been epic. But they killed him before he could do it. So 4,000 damage, 4 kills, second on the leaderboard to the Type 61 that didn't get crushed at the end. So if you like what I'm doing, punch that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.